Alright, just to make this clear, I'm going to go ahead and hide this, and this is going to be a demo on the pocket command. I don't really need this sketch 2, I'm just going to go ahead and delete that sketch out. So we've created a pad in the previous exercise. If I select the YZ plane and select the sketch icon, I can create a rectangle, and we can go right to auto constrain. Just constrain that thing. Exit out. Underneath the pad option, oh, my computer is going so slow, we have the feature called Pocket. Again, you can select the F1 to get more information on this or follow step-by-steps. If you like just reading the directions and then following that, you can do that too. Under Pocket, I can say OK, and it just pockets at 4 inches of depth. Okay. Now I didn't go all the way through the part. That's why it looks kind of weird. When I click off of this, see that pocket didn't go all the way through. Anytime you want to change anything on CATIA, you can double click it to change it. Alright, that's one way you can create a pocket. I would not suggest doing that. So I'm going to delete the pocket. And then when I delete this, you'll see the sketch show up. That sketch wasn't a very good sketch because I don't like the way I did it. Now, another way to create this pocket is to select sketch. Instead of grabbing the YZ plane of the axis, just grab the actual face of the part so you're linked to the part itself. I'll select OK. Create a profile. I think I got to restart my computer. It's dying on me. Try this again. I'm going to come up here and we'll exit out. And I select the pocket command because the sketch was already highlighted. It just will automatically have that in my profile. And you have the same options as you do on the pad that I showed you with your first and second limits. You also have the option to go in a different direction other than perpendicular to the profile. Now, I also have this at 4, and I could change that to 10 to match the part. So I've got that pocket going down 10 inches now. I don't like what I've done. Again, I didn't go through the part. It kind of looks weird. So anytime you do anything on CATIA, we can change that. I'm going to go into the sketch, and I'm just going to grab this and stretch this up. Oh gosh dang it, I missed. Now watch what happens to the part. I'm cutting through the part now, okay? So, I don't like this technique because when I change this, when I double click on this and I change that plane from 10 to 15, and change that to 15, the plane moves, the part's going to change, but the pocket doesn't know to follow through. Also, this isn't a good technique either for doing pocketing. So now I'm going to show you how I would do this for real. I'm going to delete this sketch, which will automatically delete the pocket at the same time. And I was having difficulties setting this because it wasn't set to the grid, but you know what? If you do it this technique, it won't matter. I'm going to pick the sketch from the features, okay? So I select the position sketch. If this is pink, I should be able to grab an edge. I'm going to grab this top line and this line over here, and it places an axis at the corner or the intersection of those two lines. Now I don't like the way H and V are going, so in the options for the pop-up window, I can change my orientation by reversing the horizontal. So the horizontal is now going this direction, and I will reverse the vertical so that the vertical is going up. I'll select OK. And now I'm going to create a rectangle up here where the axis is, and I see that little circle. It tells me it's coincident to that. And I'm going to come over here, okay, and click a position. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click off of it, and I'm going to highlight everything. You notice the line is green because it's linked to the horizontal axis already. I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to go right to auto constrain, select OK, and just like that, this part's dimension for me. It's fully constrained. When I do my analysis just to check, I see that it says it's a constrained profile, and then when I click on this, it is closed. Everything should be good to go for making the solid. As we learned in our previous classes, I will go ahead and exit out, slide down here, and then I'm going to go to the pocket command. With that profile already highlighted, it knows to use that, but in this case, I'm going to use up to next. And when I use up to next and select OK, it's going to always follow the solid no matter what I do. So if I double click this part, if I double click this dimension and I change it to 20, not only will the length of the pad change to 20, but the pocket will know to grow with it. If I double click the pad and change this dimension to 5 and hit enter, it knows to follow through. Okay? Alright, so that's mainly what pockets are used for. Now for me, this really isn't much of a pocket. This is more of a notch. Okay, a pocket would be more like, let's go ahead and change this back. So I change that value back to 0. And I really should hit the tab button so I can hit apply and view it, make sure it looks good. I'll demo what a pocket would look like, and I'll re-demo how I did that position sketch. I'll do a position sketch. I don't pick this or the face. I pick the edge on the part. And I'm going to pick the other edge over here. I'm going to reverse the vertical and select OK. I go to sketch and I create a rectangle. I'm going to hit normal to view just to flatten it back to the screen. And under rectangle, I'm just going to select a point here and select a point over here. Oh, I missed. I'm going to click over here with that axis highlighted. That's grabbing that position axis I created on the sketch. I can just go right to auto constrain. Select OK. Just like that, it's constrained. That's why I love the auto constrain, because when I analyze it, I'm very confident I'm going to get a constrained profile and I'm going to get closed profile. So I know it's good to go. I can go ahead and make my solid. So I'm going to exit out of that. Now a pocket is something that wouldn't actually go all the way through. So I go to pocket. And instead of up to next, well, actually, let me show you this trick. I'm going up to next, but I'm going to say -1. And preview that. Make sure you hit tab. I guess it's already let me preview it. But see how the pocket doesn't go all the way through? When I select OK, pocket's not going all the way through. Oh, this part's moving so terribly slow. I'm going to reclock this ISO view here. Where is it? Whoa, I don't see my ISO view here. All right, so there's your pocket. You can kind of see it in the blue. If I were to change this offset to 15, and go to my viewing mode and change that so I can see the hidden lines, you'll see that we can see the pocket, but it's not going all the way through. I've backed it off 1 inch. So it went up to last minus 1 inch. If I double click pocket 4, I could change that to minus 1.5 inches. Hit enter. Did you see it kind of shift over? So no matter what I do to this part, if I change it to 10, that pocket's going to move also with it. It won't poke through. If I change it to 20, I'm double clicking that value. I type in 20. The part goes 20 inches long, and the pocket knows to follow it. So for me, that's what a pocket is. The top portion, I wouldn't really call that a pocket. That's more known as a notch or a cutout. So when you do pads and pockets, I would like you to think of them as adding and removing material. Pad is creating material and pocket is removing material. To me, that would make a lot more sense. Pads, I don't know, that never really made sense. It's more of an extrusion to me for this particular part. If you think of a pad as adding material and a pocket as removing material, that might make it easier for you to remember which one is which. Okay, so again, I did a couple pockets on this example. This is your pocket command. The basic ones I'm doing right now is just your classic pockets with an existing sketch. You can also go in different directions like I showed on the last one. With the pads, you have control of your first and second limits, and I've given you examples of using a dimension for length or up to next for length and up to plane. I'll switch this to say up to last and say OK. And I'll change this to 0. And if you say up to last, did I do up to last or now I forgot if I used up to last or up to next. In this particular example, if I say up to next or up to last, the pocket will go all the way through no matter what. So again, just like the other time, I could change these values around, and no matter what, the pocket will know to always go all the way through, unlike the first pocket we did here. Alright, so under pockets, that pretty much covers what up to next, up to last, up to plane does. Later on I'll do one for up to surface. We haven't got to that point where we're making surfaces yet, so when you get a surface done, we'll create a plane or a pad up to a surface.